Alright, let me ask you something. What would you do if the person you built a family with told you they weren't attracted to you anymore, then slept with someone else almost immediately, and lied about it while still keeping you emotionally and physically close? Would you fight to keep the family together for your child? Or would you walk away to save what's left of yourself? This story sits right in that painful gray area. Our story begins with a man who was 25 when everything finally blew up. His partner was 32. They'd been together for 5 years and shared a 3-year-old son. From the outside, it probably looked like a young family just trying to make things work. But underneath the surface, the foundation had been cracking for a long time. They met when he was 20 and she was 28. She had just come out of a marriage, emotions still raw, and instead of slowing down, they jumped straight into something intense. He admits now that it wasn't built carefully. It was driven by attraction and momentum more than intention. Before either of them really processed what they were doing, that they were building a life together. A few years later, their son was born, and that's when the cracks started showing. She began telling him she felt alone, that he wasn't present enough, not just as a partner, but as a father. He doesn't deny it. He admits he was distracted, inconsistent, and emotionally checked out more than he should have been. Stress piled up, life got loud, and instead of addressing issues early, both of them let resentment quietly grow in the background. About 6 months before the full collapse, she sat him down and told him she wanted to be done. She said the relationship was over and that they needed to go their separate ways. That moment shook him. He didn't want the family to break apart, especially not for their son. He wanted to try again, to fix things, to be better. And for a while, things stayed confusing. They weren't officially together, but they weren't fully apart either. That uncomfortable emotional limbo where nothing is clear, but everything still hurts. Then Thanksgiving came. That day, she looked at him and said something he'll probably never forget. I'm not physically attracted to you anymore. I don't want to be with you. No yelling, no build-up, just a sentence that landed heavy and final. From that point on, the relationship was over for real, or at least that's what he believed. Sometime in November, shortly after that conversation, she slept with another man. Not a stranger, but someone he used to consider a friend who happened to be in town. Even after that second breakup, she kept pushing him to sleep with other people. She encouraged it constantly. She said he needed life experience, and implied she had taken that away from him. At the same time, she criticized him, called him a liar, and accused him of manipulation. The messages were mixed, like she wanted distance, but also control. And despite all that, they stayed physically involved from time to time. During those moments, and outside of them, he asked her directly if she had slept with anyone else since they separated. Every single time, she said no. That wasn't true. She had already slept with someone else. Later, she admitted that she tried to push him into sleeping with other people, so she wouldn't feel as guilty about what she had done. She wanted the moral weight to feel equal, even though it wasn't. That realization destroyed him. When the truth came out, he learned exactly what happened that night. She told him she was going to a hardcore show and then coming home. That part was true, she did go to the show. But afterward, she slept with the other man. Then she came home and lied about it. She later said it wasn't planned. But at the same time, she admitted she lied about what she was going to do. That contradiction messed with his head. Here's the hardest part. Despite the betrayal, the lies, and the manipulation, he still feels like he can forgive her. Why? Because he blames himself too. He believes his neglect helped push the relationship to this breaking point. He feels responsible for not being present enough, and that guilt makes him question whether he even has the right to be angry. But what he can't shake is how fast it happened just days after the breakup, and how short-sighted it feels when there's a child involved. Not just any child, his son. A little boy whose future now feels uncertain. He keeps thinking about the childhood he never had, and how badly he wants to give his son something better. Stability, consistency, a sense of safety. And now, he's stuck asking the hardest question of all. Do I stay and try to rebuild something this damaged, or do I walk away, even if it means my son grows up in a broken home? Emotionally, he's barely holding it together. His friends and family live far away, and he's reached out to them, but there's only so much comfort you can get over the phone. He's even called crisis lines, knowing they can help him survive the moment, but not solve the situation. He's hurt, he's conflicted, he's exhausted, and you can feel it in every part of this story. This isn't just about cheating, it's about trust being eroded, accountability being blurred, and a man questioning his worth as a partner and a father all at once. Yes, neglect can damage a relationship. Yes, people make mistakes, but lying, manipulating someone's emotions, and rewriting reality to escape guilt, that's a different level of harm. And staying for the child only works if the environment is actually healthy. Kids feel tension. They learn from how their parents treat each other. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for your child is show them what self-respect looks like, even when it hurts. He's trapped between responsibility and self-preservation. He wants to forgive because he feels partly responsible, but he also knows that forgiving doesn't erase betrayal or manipulation. It doesn't make the lies disappear. At the same time, he can't stop thinking about his son and the future. How do you create a stable home for a child if the adults around him are still hurting each other? How do you model healthy boundaries and self-respect while trying to forgive someone who repeatedly lied? That tension is brutal. Every decision feels like it could harm someone he loves. Every action carries weight. And yet, he's trying to survive day by day even when it feels impossible. He's learned firsthand that some relationships can break faster than you expect, and that betrayal can come from the people closest to you. But he also knows that kids are resilient, and that how he handles this pain matters more than ever. Here's the final takeaway. Forgiveness is powerful, but it doesn't mean ignoring patterns or sacrificing your mental health. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself and for your child is to show strength, set boundaries, and demand respect, even if it hurts. Now, I want to hear from you. If you were in his position, what would you do? Would you try to rebuild the family, or would you walk away and start over for your own sanity? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. And if this story made you think, feel, or reflect, make sure to like and subscribe. You're not alone in these conversations, and I'll see you in the next one.